other words, when God brings the flood in Genesis 6:17, he says, I'm going to bring the flood to destroy all flesh in which is the breath of life. So the description of what it means to be alive often entails breathing. So that's usually the way that it's read in the biblical text, that someone is alive if someone breathes, which, of course, if you're discussing it in terms of abortion, which the biblical authors were not, brings a whole host of issues along with it.
No doubt. A lot. Now, I notice on the Huffington Post, on your September 13th post, when you talk about the status of women in the Bible, some people accused you of being very liberal. Do you remember?
Yes. We've been accused of being a lot of different things. Often we are accused of being whatever the person who's accusing us is not. In the case of women, in any of them, really, it's hard to say to me whether we're being liberal. I really do think that we're just trying to make the texts plain. We're just trying to make them apparent for people who want to use the Bible to inform their own opinions on these issues. If we come off as liberal or if we come off as too conservative, it's not due to any intention on our part, because our real goal was to find all of the texts that could possibly speak to an issue and make them known, and then let people make up their own minds.
How long did this project take you?
As far as all of the writing, it probably took about a year back and forth. We were living in opposite ends of the U.S. at the time, and we did most of it by email, really. We had a lot of phone conversations and discussions. But in all of the back and forth, I would say the whole thing took about a year.
It's a monumental work, and I'm so honored to have you with us today. Is there anything else you'd like to say in closing?
Oh, well, I thank you very much for the opportunity to talk about the book, and I hope that people will use it for what we intended, which is really, as I said, not to preach any particular perspective on political issues, because, as we like to say over and over again in the book, we don't consider ourselves experts in politics or in sociology or in psychology. We consider ourselves experts in the Hebrew Bible, and that's really what we tried to stick to. So we hope that the book is useful to people, particularly in this political climate in which so many people are referring to the Bible. And if you want to know what it really says, and you can't read it in the original Hebrew, then hopefully our book will help you.
Shawna Dolansky, I want to thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking with, learning from, and listening to Shawna Dolansky, the co-author of The Bible Now. Please buy yourselves and your friends a copy of this book. It's extremely informative, and it'll help you on many, many levels. Thank you so much, Shawna.